Hello everyone. Welcome back to Unikaksha's YouTube channel. This is Ashwini from Unikaksha. Friends, at Unikaksha, we always try to come up with the industry demanding areas and the widely used technologies. So we try to deliver the sessions on the very hot and happening areas which are widely used in the industry. So here also today I am going to discuss with you about such an important area, that is website development. I'm just going to show you about the roadmap of website development if you are a web developer. So if you are a beginner level developer, then most of the times we get confused about from where we have to start and how to complete the entire process. So here I'm going to explain you about the entire roadmap of the website development, so that by using or by following these techniques, you can easily develop your website and create interactive and responsive web pages. So let's get started. I'm going to explain you right from scratch, that is all the requirements which you have to consider for or before developing any kind of website. So let's move on and try to understand what exactly I'm going to explain you today. So I'm going to explain you about all these things today in this video. So first we will understand why HTML is required or considered as a prominent part for website development. Then second, that is what exactly is the need of CSS. Along with the example, I'll tell you about this. That is how CSS is going to glorify your web contents. Then next, we will try to understand how Bootstrap can be added to your HTML code. Then we will see why JavaScript plays very much important role in entire web development. Next, we will try to understand how or what is the way of adding fonts into your website. And next, that is how to use slick slider libraries. So I'm just going to explain you about, or I'm giving you the entire idea about how the website development process can be started. So here, right from creating the folder structure, then selecting the editor, and then moving further to select the technologies, I'm going to speak more on all these things. So let's move and understand the very first thing for today's video, that is the development flow of any kind of website. So how you are working on the website development. The very first thing for any activity, any project development, is you have to set up a project folder. It is very much important because you have to set a folder structure and you have to store everything which is required by you in that particular folder, just like the images, HTML files, JavaScript files, then CSS file, that is cascading style sheet files, everything which is required and demanded by the project, everything you have to put there. So that is the first activity and very much important activity, that is you have to set up a folder structure, because it is very much difficult for you to gather all the information together if you have stored it in the scattered manner, and your software will also not be it is not easy for the software to gather the information, right? So the very first thing you have to understand, that is you have to set up the project folder. Then the second thing is, once you have considered or created the folder structure, then the arrangement of programs inside that folder. That is, for example, you are going to create a folder that is website development. Then under that, you have to create multiple folders, like one for images, one for storing the CSS files, one for storing the JavaScript code. And if the folders, like if you have downloaded any kind of plugins required for development of applications, then they are also separately stored inside the main folder. So this is the main step considered for creating the folder structure. Then the next thing is, you have to understand about the HTML. I'm going to speak on that later. So you have to develop the HTML page, which is considered as a main page. Then after, you can apply some stylings on your HTML page by using CSS. Stylings are nothing but the decoration part of your website. Then after, you have to decide a complete layout of your pages, that is what contents you are adding on your web page and how they will look after adding. Then you also have to decide the position of that content, that is where it should be displayed. Like for example, navigation bar. So you have to decide that whether it will displayed on the top area of your page or bottom area of your page. Then whether you are adding a logo as an image or text, how many tabs you are adding in that particular navigation bar. So everything has to be pre-decided. I'm not saying that when you are starting the development flow actually, or when you are starting writing code for all these entire process, then it will be 100% followed. It never follows, but most of the times the layouts are very much important. The basic structure you have to follow. Then the color combinations or the stylings may be differ, but the entire layout must be decided first. The next thing is, you have to add the sliders into your page, then adding images on the HTML carousels. Then you have to add the buttons and make your website more responsive and interactive. So this is the entire development flow which you have to consider. Now let's have a look on the activity flow, that is how you are performing this. So the very first thing, that is you have to think about the hardware and software requirements for web development. So there are no such kind of major requirements are there for web development. So simply you have to select a text editor and a browser. Text editors, there are so many text editors available in the market, such as Notepad++, then Visual Studio Code, and many other as well. So according to your requirement, you can choose any text editor, and just make sure that that text editor is supported by the browser. Nowadays, all text editors, all the programs are supported by almost all browsers. So there is no kind of worry here. So you have to select your browser as of your choice and the text editor as well. After that, you have to think and decide on one standard template, which is just now I have explained why it is important, because you have to decide the complete layout of your page. Otherwise, what will happen, you will write the code, but randomly it will display the contents anywhere, as you don't have decided any kind of structure for that. Okay, like just like when we take a admission for graduation or post graduation courses, then it is very clear in our mind that what exactly we are learning there and what we are doing after getting the degree, right? So that is nothing but you are deciding and thinking about the standard template. The next is you are trying to add contents one by one into that standard template. And now, once you have completed this roadmap or the basement of your website, then now you can enjoy the coding and start writing code for achieving your goal, that is making the interactive and responsive website. So this is, you have to remember always, and this is considered as an activity flow of any web development. Now, what are the contents required on any kind of standard web development? There are so many web development templates are available in the market, but a standard is fixed. That is, your development or your web pages or your web template will considered as these three areas. The very first area, that is header, the second area, that is navigation bar, and third, that is main contents which you are adding into your website. So header part is nothing but it is a heading or logo or a particular tagline for your website. That is, for example, if you are thinking Unikaksha, then Unikaksha's tagline is knowledge is power. So such kind of taglines are there for every website. So the header section will hold about the logo or some taglines or some big headings related to that website, which will showcase on what kind of website it is. Then the next, that is adding navigation bar. So here all the menu buttons, links or tabs are available for the entire website. So again, it is equally important. Then the next thing, that is you are adding main contents into your web pages. Now these main contents can be text, images, sliders, some quotes, some videos, anything, some graphics, some GIF images. So the contents which you want to display on your website, all these contents will be considered as the main contents of your website. Okay, so this is the way of deciding a standard web template, or these are the things which will be available on any template. So according to your requirement, you can choose any template, or you can design your own template as well, but these are considered as the main sections. Now the next thing, that is why HTML is so popular for website development. So it is because HTML is really very easy to understand. Writing code in HTML is just like a fun. It is really very easy to learn HTML. It doesn't require any kind of prerequisites for writing the codes in HTML, because it is going to provide you very simple structures, simple tags for performing the things. So it is going to provide you faster page speed, faster execution speed. It is going to give you better user experience because it is very user friendly, and very quickly you can perform the development of any kind of web page, any kind of website, because no such special prerequisites are required for starting code with the HTML. It is really easy for modifications in HTML, for making modifications in HTML, because easily you can modify the contents whenever and whatever you require. It is compatible across all kind of devices. HTML is supported by all kind of devices and browsers as well, and very simple requirements are there. So for using HTML, no kind of installation is required. Just you require is a text editor for where you can type your code, and browser for executing your code. That's it. So that's why HTML is so much popular for the web development. Now, the next thing, that is why CSS is required and such a popular thing for web development. It is because CSS stands for cascading style sheets, and it is going to provide you the styles for your web pages. Or in other words, you can say that if you want to glorify your contents on web page, if you want to make your web page more responsive, more attractive, then CSS will definitely help you. So it is just like what we can say, it is just like some styles which we can apply on the web pages. So if you want to make your web pages more interactive, more responsive and attractive, then you have to use the CSS. No alternative for that. You can use it for specifying the fonts, applying the fonts to the backgrounds, as well as to apply some kind of color combinations to your backgrounds. Now it is very easy to use, and again, no special requirements are there. You require only text editor for writing the code. That's it, and browser for executing the code. Then next, that is what is Bootstrap. So Bootstrap is considered as a HTML, CSS and JavaScript framework. It will help you to create responsive and mobile first websites. Now, what is the meaning of mobile first website? It is nothing but when you are developing a website. Nowadays, we cannot confirm that from which device user will use your website. It may be a mobile phone, it may be a desktop, it may be laptop, it may be notebook, or it may be any tab. So the sizes of all these devices are differ from each other. Even when you consider the laptop, then screen sizes are different. Okay, so here you have to think that though the user is opening your website from any device, from any size, your website should be displayed and fitted properly into that site. size or that particular screen size. So it is very much important, because you can consider the example of Amazon or our website, that is Unikaksha. If you are opening this website from mobile phones, then also it will look similar, or it will adjust its contents to the size of that mobile phone. If you are opening it on laptop, then also it will show you everything there. Similarly, you can consider the examples of Amazon, Flipkart, or any other website as well. So nowadays, every website is a mobile first website, or it is a responsive or adjustive website which can be fit on any area. Then again, its requirement is a text editor. That's it. We have to add the Bootstrap libraries into your HTML project. How it can be added, that I'll show you quickly. So this is the method of adding the Bootstrap CDN, but I'll show you directly from the browser, so it will be easy for you to understand. Now let's move to the browser. Okay, just give me a minute. Friends, at Unikaksha, we believe that only theory doesn't help you to acquire the complete knowledge about any particular topic. So here we always believe that hands-on sessions are very much important, and we try to deliver our sessions by some practical examples or by some real world examples. Now, whatever I have explained up till now, that is from creating folder structure to using text editor, choosing text editor. So all these things I'm going to show you now practically as well. So for creating or writing any kind of folder structure, so simply here I have created a folder structure. This is simply a e-commerce website. This is name of the folder. Now inside the folder, what I have done is I have added some multiple folders related to the web development. So here simply I have added some folders for JavaScript, a folder for CSS, one folder I have added for adding the images, and so on. These are the jQuery plugins. So jQuery JavaScript files I have written here. So it has to be added in the JavaScript folder. So this is how you can create a folder structure. Mainly in your folders, you have to separately create one folder for images and other folders, one for CSS and one for JavaScript. So that's under the same roof, you are going to add everything which is required for the website development, and that is most important. Okay, now moving to the next part, that is our basic requirements. What were our basic requirements? The very first, that is you require a text editor, and second, you require a browser. So make sure that you are going to install some kind of text editor on your system. So Notepad is also okay. Notepad++ is there, or so many interactive editors are available nowadays, which will immediately show you the errors if occurs in your program while writing the program. So here I'm going to use with Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code. Most of the times I write my code in the editor named Visual Studio Code, because it is very easy to use and very easy to install, and personally I like that, so that's why I'm going to use that. But according to your choice, you can select any of the text editor. So here simply I have installed the Visual Studio Code, and it is ready to use now. So simply Visual Studio Code is a text editor which is considered as an interactive text editor, in which you can write the HTML code, CSS code, JavaScript code for your web development. So I have opened this text editor, and here from this window, from this menu, I can open the folder which is required for my web development. So just click on this open folder, it will, and then select the folder which you require. So I have already opened it here, and here the files which are already added in the folder are getting displayed. Okay, this is how you can create the folder structure. Now the next thing, that is, this is the simple, or we can say basic HTML snippet which I have added for writing my code. So HTML snippet or HTML code is divided into three sections or three parts. That is HTML tag, that is considered as a starting point of your HTML program. Then the second, that is header section, where you are adding or creating the references of your CSS file or the CDN files. Then next is body section, where you are going to write the executable code which is required for uh, the entire execution of your program. And then the end, that is your /html tag, which indicates that your code is completed there. So here simply I'm going to write the code in this way. This is the basic syntax of HTML code. So simply what I have done is a basic snippet I have added here. Now let's move on and try to add Bootstrap libraries into your folder or into your project. So let's get started with that. Now what I require is I just require a browser for adding the Bootstrap CDN into my project. So quickly I'll show this. So for adding Bootstrap, you just have to type the keyword Bootstrap in Google search engine. So I have typed it here and I'm going to click on the first link, that is getbootstrap.com. It is its official website. As I told you, it is nothing but it is a CSS, JavaScript and HTML framework, or we can say it is nothing but it is a library, or it is going to provide you JavaScript plugins for doing many things, like for adding the icons, for adding the some kind of logos or some kind of structures, adding fonts, anything, adding some specific themes. So for that reason we are going to use the Bootstrap. So here simply what you have to do is, two ways are there. First, that is you can start with Bootstrap, and second, that is you can download the Bootstrap. So if you click on this download, automatically the download will start for Bootstrap. It will be downloaded and then you can put it into your uh, web development folder and making the reference of that. This is one way. The second way is very easy, that is you have to click on this get started button and you just have to copy the Bootstrap CDNs into your HTML code. So here you are going to create a reference of Bootstrap CDNs online. So the second way is really very easy. So I'm going to prefer that. Just you have to go here, click on get started button, and here two links are provided. You just have to copy that link into your HTML code. So here the first link is provided, that is CSS. You just have to copy this link and you have to put it into your HTML code in the header section of program. So here I'm going to paste that. That's it. Now the second thing, that is for JavaScript plugins, you have to come here again and you just have to copy this JavaScript bundle, or the separate files are also available. So I'm going to just copy this entire bundle and I'm going to paste it in the body tag of my HTML code. So I have copied that and now I am back to my code. So here inside the body tag, at the end or before the slash body, I'm going to paste the JavaScript. That's it. Now it is very easy for you to use n number of JavaScript plugins which are provided by Bootstrap. So is it very easy? Definitely. Isn't it amazing? So only the thing you require is you just have to create the references. That's it. Now from this you can pick any kind of JavaScript plugins, whatever you require, or else you can select the themes, you can select the icons, you can select the other things. Like if you want to require the themes, then you just have to go here and you can select any theme. So previews are available from there. You just have to click that and you can add it into your website. It is very, very, very easy to use the Bootstrap. Now the next thing, that is once you have used or selected Bootstrap, now the second thing is, when you are creating the website, then make sure that you are using or you are making uniformity on every page, like related to fonts, related to structure. So whatever fonts you require, that fonts can be selected by the site, that is Font Awesome. So this is the site from where you can select the specific fonts which are required by you. So Font Awesome is a website which allows you to use the icons, use the fonts into your HTML code. And again, it is really very simple. You just have to click on the start for free, and then here you can create a new kit. So the fonts will be added into your project. I have already performed my login here, and I have already created the kits. If you don't want to create the kit, then CDN is also available. That is how we have copied in our HTML, no, sorry, Bootstrap CDN. In the same way here, the CDN for your Google Fonts is available. You just have to copy this CDN and put it into your uh, HTML code. This is one way. Or the second way is, here you can create a kit. I have already done my login. So here click on the kits. So I have already created one kit for you. The name of kit is My Fonts. So when I'm clicking on that, then here also the CDN will be available. So I just have to copy this kit code and I have to paste it in my HTML code, that is in the header section of my project. So I'm coming here back and I'm going to create the second reference of my project. So I have added it here. So that's it. This is how the fonts can be added into your project. Now, by using the CSS file, you can write or you can provide the glorification to your code. So this is how the Bootstrap can be added. The next thing, that is Slick Slider. Again, Slick Slider is a library. It is a JavaScript plugin which can be added from this. So for that reason, again, you have to type Slick Slider into the Google search engine. So this is the first link. You have to click on this. Slick Slider basically is a JavaScript plugin which can be used to add the sliders or carousels into your project. It is very much important to add all these things because in website many times you want to add the sliders, you want to add images, you want to add videos in a particular area, or you want to add the text and images, the combination of that. So this can be achieved by using the sliders. And as it is a JavaScript plugin, so this is the JavaScript code which you can add into your project folder, that is into your JavaScript file. So adding sliders is again very much easy. You just have to select the slider and you can copy the JavaScript code. Or the next thing is you can use the carousels which you want and you can create the link of that. So after every slider you will get the JavaScript code. Okay, so it is really simple to use the Slick Slider library. You just have to click on this Get It Now button, and here again two options are there. One, that is you can download the entire Slick Slider folder, or the second thing is you can just copy this links. So here are the CDNs are available. So this is the first CDN which you can copy and you can put it into your header section of HTML code. So as per the requirement, you can create these links. And the second link which is given here, that you have to copy. This is the script tag. This is the link for JavaScript plugin. So you just have to copy it and paste it into your body section of HTML code. So this is how it can be written. Okay, that's it. This is how you can add the libraries into your HTML code for adding the sliders. Now, these are the only things which are required for starting writing the code. I'm not going to show you here for how to write the code and how to add the tags. For that, I have created a number of different videos. Here, I'm just going to show you the roadmap or the structure of web development. That is what kind of prerequisites we can say required for web development. So these are the things which are required at the very beginning level or at the foundation level. Now, this is what you have done. Now, once you have done with all these things, then it is really easy for you to create the web pages. So this is, I have made with CSS, HTML, and JavaScript as well. So these are the sliders which I have added by using the slick slider library. So the intervals, the buttons I have added previous and next button, and I have added the code from uh, my HTML page. Now this is how it can be created. These are all the icons which I have added from Fonts Awesome and Bootstrap as well. So this is the structure which you can easily create in by using your HTML code along with Slick Slider and Bootstrap. So this is how you can make very interactive and attractive web pages whenever you require, and you can make them responsive as well. Okay, so this is all about the basics or roadmaps of website development. I hope you understood the basic, or it is clear for you about the basic idea about the web development. Web development is considered as a very hot and happening area nowadays, because right from the small big businesses or the big businesses, everyone requires the website to reach out to the more people or to target the world. So web developer are web developers are always in the demand nowadays, and these are the technologies which will help you to get a good command on the web development. So in my next videos, I have explained you about all these things, like how to add the bootstrap, how to use the bootstrap, how to write code into the HTML. So if you want to learn more about all these things, then stay tuned with us at Unikaksha, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much. Stay tuned with us. Till then, bye bye.